Back when I bought it, it was like $500, $600. Then when the students I got it for the students so that they could see the image, what is it, magnified. And they were like, oh, I can't see it, I can't see it. And so I bought this and so they could see it, and then they liked it, and so then to buy them years later, it was like $1,000 a view box. So those view boxes in there are so expensive, okay? So I'm gonna remove this magnifier, okay? And next week I will have, the Rin instruments will be put away. I will have view boxes in the back, old ones, okay? And I'll have mounts in envelopes so that you take one at a time to practice. And then you take it out, you put it in the envelope so that they don't get lost, okay? So a couple of notes really quick. If you do the 5th edition, it's really gonna be helpful because in mounting, when we start taking x-rays in a few weeks, you're gonna have to mount, okay? So in analog conventional film, which is this, you have to mount, okay? There's a dot, and the identification dot is to help you determine left side from right side and what is facing you and what's away. So it's like Braille, and you can feel it, okay? You can see it. So if I do this to the mount, I can see the dot. So let me use this as an example, okay? So you can see the dot here, okay? Everybody see it? If I reflect it a little, you see that little dot? Mm-hmm. If it's backwards, you don't see the dot, you see like a little hole, okay? All right? So that's what that part is. Now, when you're doing wireless sensors, a lot of times they're numbered, and you start by the number that's on the sensor. You take and do it. In wired direct digital, they have you starting way back here, I think, in the molar or the anterior, and then it goes to the back, okay? But with analog film, and anytime you take x-rays, even if it's digital, you really should start with the anterior because it's further away from the gag reflex. Then you go into, and there's 6 of those, and there will be questions that say, which ones do you start with and why? Anterior, furthest away from the gag reflex. Bite wings are the easiest. The last ones are the posteriors. However, when you do posteriors, it's always mandibular premolars first, then mandibular molars, then maxillary premolars, then maxillary molars. The last 2 you do are the molars because they're the closest to the gag reflex. We once had a lady who came in late. The hygienist wasn't paying attention. She was just upset that the patient was late. And she had come in saying, oh, sorry, there was such traffic. I was coming from Macaroni Grill, having lunch with my girlfriends, and I'm just so full. She started in a hurry to do that bite wing, and that bite wing touched that gag reflex. We had ZT everywhere, all over the carpet. And at the time it had carpet.
Oh, goodness.
So it was bad. And I thought, she's cleaning up her own mess. That hygienist is doing it for not listening. Yeah. So there's a reason why you want to make sure that you do this like that, okay? All right, so when we do it, a couple of things to look for. And one of the sheets I gave you, it gives you landmarks. So on one, may I borrow this? Mm-hmm. So on this one, it shows you how the teeth should look, what you should see. These are vertical, these are horizontal, these are horizontal with both maxillary and mandibular. This side, one of my students created this, and I asked her for a copy. So she put the teeth numbers, she put what do you see in there, and the colors of the color-coded ones, okay? It's the other one I need. This one here talks about open contacts and how to open the contacts. Okay? This one talks about landmarks. Okay? Landmarks. And here are sinuses. They look like puffy clouds. So you can see the little puffy, the little white outline with the dark cloud in the center. Okay? Then mandibular teeth, this is mandibular. Okay? Have two roots. Look at that. 1, 2. This has foreshortening, so you can hardly see it, but there is 1, 2 there. Then bite wing smiles. There should always be a smile. And you can see how it goes up like this. Okay? It goes up. If it's frowning, if I tell you, oh, your bite wings are sad, they're frowning, that means they're mounted incorrectly. Okay? All right. So you will have 2 minutes. To take them out, shuffle them, and separate them. Okay? Now, even the way that I take them out, I'm doing everything to save time. Okay? So, I'm going to start the timer and then I'm going to stop so I can show you. You're like right on me.
Well, I got to get a good angle.
Okay.
When I watched the video, I was struggling.
All right. I start from the top. The second row is from the bottom, so I'm going to go down to I'm going to drop down to the third so I don't have to do anything. Then when I get here, I'm going to turn it, take it out again, because if not, it just, and your fingertips have to be all the way down. Okay, I'm wearing gloves because of the oils on the hands or the cream. Okay, stop. That took me 32 seconds, okay?
2 minutes?
32 seconds. Okay, I put the mount there, and now I'm gonna shuffle them. And this isn't shuffling, okay? Shuffle them. Separate them. Mix them around. Okay? Now, you're going to separate them. Don't pick them up one at a time. It's going to take too much time. Gather them all in your hands. Okay? And as you're separating them, check the dots. Okay? Bite wings. Anterior. Bite wings. Anterior. Posterior. Posterior. Anterior, bite wings, posterior, posterior, anterior, posterior, bite wings, posterior, anterior, anterior, posterior. So I had 50 seconds left over. So it took me 1 minute and 20 seconds to take them out, shuffle them, and do that. So you'll have 2 minutes. Now, to mount, you're going to have 5 minutes. Okay, so you start with anterior, go to bite wings, go to posterior. If you start anywhere else, I'm going to say stop, take them out, and start over, and the clock's still going. If you start with one anterior and go somewhere else, you did not complete the anterior. Take them out and start over. You have to follow directions. You do anterior, then bite wings. Bite wings are going to help you. Let them open so we don't miss anything.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, hopefully there. Bite wings, so up at the top, down at the bottom. Bite wings will help you. So you know what goes at the top, what goes at the bottom. Okay, and then of course the last one is posterior. If it rings again, then we'll get it. Okay, because I don't hear anybody coming, so maybe they don't. All right, just get it before I start. Jeez. I need to tell those other girls they need to answer
Somebody
the door.
else pushed the bell over there and the other door, but when there was nobody.
I know.
It's just
Okay.
maybe like me.
Okay. Go. I'm going to put them in my hands. I'm going to look at them. Let's see. It's like a puzzle. That one may have to be moved. Yes, this one has to be moved. Ah, backwards. Okay, 32 seconds for that. Next is bite wings. Oh, I didn't stop it. Oh, okay, well, unlucky me. Okay. Okay. 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Now I have the last 8 to do. And I thought I had paused it earlier and I didn't. Okay, and now, look, see that little smile that goes up a little? Some of them are real distinct. You can see a lot more of that mandibular jaw, and it makes it even easier to see. Now, when I put these and I get these ready to go, I'll be able to compare restorations in case I get stuck. So, look, mandibular has this permanent retainer. So, mandibular is at the bottom, and this is one thing I forgot to tell the other group. For anterior, at the maxillary, it's going to look like this. Mandibular, it's going to look like this. See? It goes up. You see here? Okay. So, I didn't tell lab 1 that, I forgot. Okay. Okay. Maxillary, because I see sinuses. Mandibular, because I see that. I may move it. Mandibular, premolars. Do I see more molar, more what you call it here? So I'm going to move it because I see more anterior here. More anterior here. Oh my God, 2005. She's a hygienist now.
Oh, she did that
Cassie.
in 2005?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's almost like...
Almost 20 years ago. Jeez.
Mhm.
I feel young. Okay. Cassie. All right. I finished with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. Now, if you get one or what, if you have mistakes, all I can say is, oh, try again at the end of 5 minutes. Then your second attempt, you'll have 5 more minutes. Okay? If you raise your hand within the 5 minutes and you say like this, and I go, nope, it's wrong, keep going, you've already started your second attempt. Okay? So either wait till the 5 minutes to end, or be darn sure you know it's right. Okay? So zoom in so you can see. Up here, get to me. As your anterior, your bite wings, posterior, the top and bottom, and then, okay, and this is the only thing I forgot to tell the other lab about the anterior, the arches, okay? All right.